Hi, my name is Ariel, and a few years ago, I was working at a company with a large, complex infrastructure. We used Crossplane and Argo CD as our control plane and infrastructure as code tools. But not everything could be managed through them. Some of our most critical systems were internal and had no existing provider. One of them was our internal database provisioning system. It had an API, but no provider, just raw HTTP endpoint. So what do you do when the provider you need doesn't exist? Abandon Crossplane altogether? Spend weeks writing a brand new provider from scratch? Or go back to manual work? We kept working around it, but it didn't scale and it didn't fit into our infrastructure as code workflows. Infrastructure as code has transformed the way we manage infrastructure. Instead of manual provisioning, resources are now created and updated declaratively, making everything more consistent, reusable, and scalable. But while we've solved this problem for most technologies, internal services remain a major blind spot. The issue is not unique to databases. Many companies rely heavily on their own custom internal services. We're talking about things like secrets management, feature flag management, quota management, all critical, non-standardized. Unmanaged services become a major challenge, even when we try to do something as simple as a version update. Without infrastructure as code management, we have to trigger API calls manually, hope no databases are missed, and coordinate across teams because no one has clear visibility into database ownership. Even worse, no versioning, no audit logs, no history, no way to track or understand the current state of resources. There is no standardization and no guarantee that this change is applied everywhere. And without declarative management, we fall back to manual work, interacting with internal APIs by hand. It might start small, but it quickly spirals into an unscalable mess. This creates the team some tries to keep track in spreadsheets. Things like how many instances exist, where they're deployed, who owns them. This creates several issues. The data is often out of date. There is no automation, so you can't track drift or enforce changes, and it just doesn't scale. The more services you have, the harder it is to manage or trust any of it. We've been already using infrastructure as code to manage everything else. So how do we bring that same consistency to internal services? When I looked at existing infrastructure as code tools, none supported generic HTTP calls. So I built Provider HTTP to fill that gap. I designed it to let users define API calls as cross-plane managed resources, making it possible to manage any API. With Provider HTTP, a single YAML file is all you need. Crossplane and Kubernetes handle the rest. So what can you actually do with this? First, it lets you manage internal services. Second, it gives you a way to craft custom providers fast. If it has an HTTP API, Provider HTTP can manage it. No boilerplate and no code generation. And finally, it's great for integrating tools like Slack. But the most exciting part was seeing how the community started using it in ways I didn't even expect. Internal tooling, SaaS automation, token generation, and much more. It's been incredible to see the creativity over the community grow. Infrastructure as code shouldn't stop at cloud resources. We can now automate anything. Getting started is easy. As you can see, you can do it in a single command. And I'm excited to see how Provider HTTP fits into the broader future of Crossplane. The team is hard at work on the next evolution, Crossplane v2, bringing even more powerful capabilities. Nick and Jared will be sharing more about it during our Maintainer Track Talk on Friday. Don't miss it. For teams that need even more flexibility, Crossplane also provides provided Kubernetes and function Go templating. So whether you're managing internal services, cloud resources, or third-party APIs, Crossplane and Provider HTTP can help you provision it all. With this provider, problems expire. Thank you.